198. That's very loud. Showcasing that it is. Also, I need to claim my assignment. It is 1:53 a.m. the 2nd of July 2025. 1798. Then not only that, I did forget one thing at the start of each. No, technically this is the start of the month. Hi, this is the start of the month where we can purchase 5 tickets from this, and of course from this. So tomorrow it will be the drawing stream for Finon. Today I'm gonna go through the last remaining codex for each of them.
As always, to perceive the man's fury, one must do so 7,000 paces away. The Kremnos he guards is once again shrouded by mist. Rust, blood, and fire are the ceremonial ode to the demigod. There is no one to witness or to give cheers of glory. The final Kremnos festival goes on without end. The victor shall embrace death and silence, and his glory will only be remembered by the defeated array. For that man, laws and seals no longer have meaning. War and battle never cease for a single minute, each passing day indistinguishable, morning and night entwined. The corpses pile up, filling ravines, forming mountains strong. He carved time with peak's edge and counted the fleeting years by fires of war. Sometimes the lion would climb to the hilltop to look down on the world and search for friends in longing. The distant heavens and earth stretched vast and boundless, but their endlessness felt ever more remote. Like Nikador, he cannot escape madness's clutches. Guarding the city alone and embroiled in war, the murmurs of the black tide constantly sound in his ears. Yet a flame soars up his chest every moment, casting a light upon the indomitable path behind him. Memories seal the echoes of the past as the man strides into battle, fists clenched fast. He is the wound this world must bear, the new king before whom old gods despair. As stated in Idonia's poems, humans are born with eyes closed to accustom to this world's light, and their sight fades in old age to reacquaint with night's anthems. But the man did not bow to the decay of time, rejecting the lure of death's call. With each return from the brink of death, his eyes burn with fury, fixed upon his foes, until everything suddenly faded away, like a surging black tide, swallowing all into nothingness. The world dissipates in the roiling black tide's requiem. Even the lion will one day die, a departure with no way back. With a sudden fall, his pierced chest hits the ground, and slowly flowing into the underworld is his golden blood departing his system. But that gaze, fierce as flame, never dimmed, not even in death. Looking beyond those flame-seeking figures, reaching far toward the endless horizon. In the morrow's sky, the stars will chant. The lone king of Kremnos is called Mighty. His journey was one of ceaseless, eternal warfare. And behind him, he left a world ablaze with glory.
Cool. Yeah, it's basically the lead up to my day ascension. I think all of them will basically do the same, where they basically try to lead up to their finale of the moment. Oh, these have two. Okay, strap it in. There's not really much to commentate. It's just how they are. So I'm just gonna let it run and have fun.
On the day that the grove fell, he accepted his defeat and demise, as if embracing truth and heresy.
Believe in Titans, and you'll have a happy death. Deny the Titans, and you'll have a fulfilling death.
Yet as the lightened soul bids farewell to its heavy shell, a Titan made an untimely call.
Do not be startled, child of humanity. You have a final query in this world.
You finally came.
He does not seem shocked, and lets the core flame take over his shell.
Be more punctual next time, if you will.
Upon his first meeting with the Titan, the blasphemer is already on his best behavior. And towards the suggestion to reforge his body, he paid no mind.
I have so kindly offered you the best body. So why do you insist upon your mortal imperfection?
The scholar replies in candor.
Only by retaining the various flaws can my humanity be preserved in rigor.
His form remains in the mortal realm, while his spirit walks the river of soul shores. Between life and death, he fatigues, dwelling in the child of humankind's thoughts and senses. The Titan cannot bear to remain a mere spectator.
Why not ask me your questions, child of humanity? I am rich in wisdom, and shall speak with no ambiguity.
As though an unspoken pact, the scholar asked the god about all things, feigning a humble quest for knowledge.
Do you treat me just as a way to answer questions? A mere machine?
The Titan got what they asked for.
You should thank me, for good questions are rarer than good answers.
Compared to the joy of a new life, the scholarly breakthrough, carried home alongside death, filled the scholar's heart with more fervor. He returned to the Scourged Grove many times, and the black tide followed. Despite his defeats, he never sought help or permission. But at every desperate moment, the Titan would eventually take over one half of his body. The union of man and God, a flawed and clumsy choreography. It happened but once, a perfect harmony. One man, one God, speaking in one breath.
Stop stepping forward at the same time as me.
The Titan once revealed the secrets of mixing life, a boon seemingly a blessing, but full of malice.
What a tempting bait. But that's not my desired chalice.
Divine power is within his reach, but the scholar is not moved by that essence. This long and abnormal temptation is also a trial of elevation, For the sage can achieve all things, but shortcuts alone he abhors with silence.
Teacher, in this tumultuous world, have you thought about your will?
It was just a joke, but the scholar still at the grove answered with extreme caution. He has much to say about his posthumous affairs, exhausting all, fearing the smallest omission.
Teacher, could it be that you fear death?
The assistant asks in concern. It was a question needed, yet he gave no direct reply.
Philosophy is the inquiry into death, and I have always considered myself a philosopher.
The assistant recounts all the scholar's final wishes, each mighty as a mountain, asking what seemed impossible.
The tombstone must be made of my treasured rare stones, carved with Dromus patterns.
But that stone is a miracle of alchemy. Tough beyond measure, no chisel could have shaken.
That's also his plan.
The assistant softly reveals the hidden plot.
He hopes that instead of shedding tears over his death, we will find it in us to smile, even in a moment of sorrow.
It's rumored that in the depths of the grove, the scholar left a teaching ingenium, imitating himself to the utmost detail.
Go back. The living have not exhausted their thoughts. Go back. The dead have no desire to teach their works.
The ingenium's words are cold and detached, like the deceased man himself.
But if you have no one to talk to, fine. You can sit and converse.
Now, the grove is no longer bustling, and the scholar has returned to dust. Thus, few in this world now know how he was also troubled by solitude in life. Someone once suggested,
Perhaps your ambition should also find its place among your final wishes.
Pointless notion.
he dismissed in derision.
Unveiling the countenance of the gods is a task for the living.
Perhaps that is his haughty position. Such a melancholy topic, yet he insists on feigning a twist, avoiding it altogether. Perhaps these chapters should not be retained. Most are from the scholar's handwritten drafts, shown without his permission. Yet there seems to be a voice there in remonstration.
It's just the past. What harm is there in revelation?
Even in passing, his hubris still resounds in reverberation.
The smaller a thing is, the more it shows its weight. The more foolish my name is, the more glory my achievements will be in comparison.
There's another Garius. I'm going through. There's no way we're going through the whole 5, right? 3 more as well. Okay, 3 and 3.
A good student who often did stupid things.
Was the assessment from the lithophagus sage.
An excellent healer who fails at all scholarly means.
Was the assessment from the noticed sage.
A shining child who also burns away her own life's rays.
Was the assessment from the erythrokeramist sage.
A fool who was always wreathed in smiles, while drowning in a weighty and pitiful dream.
Was the assessment from the Newsporus sage. The girl had visited all the schools during her time studying at the Grove. She refused to become a scholar, despite her exemplary grades.
Instead of increasing this world's knowledge, I prefer to reduce its pain.
While the sages faced her words in silence, the Newsporus sage alone decided to hire her as assistant post-haste.
An apprentice who spends wisdom is more precious than scholars who hide knowledge away.
The faded twilight courtyard, long eroded by time, now shelters a girl, the sole heir of her lineage. Loneliness accompanied her days, till the sage of the Caprists visited her and brought her a chromatic pony with a grin.
It may be the Eye of Twilight's creation in times gone by, for it shines with the sky's rainbow hues within.
Could it be the warlike winged beast of her father's tales? But the sleepy, dreary-eyed pony before her was soft as freshest plucked cotton. The girl still took this gift, for from the little creature she smelled the scent of clouds distant.
If it weren't for her, I would have suffered more accusations.
The Newsporism sage says in admission, the scholars coming to deliver arguments and reproach often stopped before the door, not coming to fruition. For the girl before the door soothed their blazing anger, like the soft clouds, gentleness in cumulation.
Do you know what sacrileges he has committed?
The girl muddles her answers, yet her heart knows in full admission.
Like you and me, he too wishes to heal all of this world's afflictions.
The girl treated ailments for many years in the Grove, composing her medical treatises into tomes. When scholars seek medical help, she realizes with a startle that kindness too can grow into its own bloom. By that time, the twilight already lost their eyes, and the world drowns in evernight, while the girl and the healer again traverse the world in gloom. Seeing the golden thread and ivy in the night, though it has been long since she recalled her past, she once again thinks of her childhood dream.
Should the sun be dimmed by destiny's decree, then the dawn that heals the world I shall replace.
What a banger one for Hyacinth. Complete. That is everything we have. Most of them are reaching the finale. Man, of course. So many things happen all of a sudden. Farewell are always so abrupt, making it hard to say what is truly one heart. Since we have time now, if you had to say goodbye to me, what would you say? Just curious. I believe we all will meet again. Though I think too, it's strange. When I think about parting, I don't feel too sad. Could it be because I've never experienced it before? So is everyone complete stories coming to an end? I wanted to see a new story, but now my feelings are a little different. I really hope everything about them never reach an end. Let's continue writing the rest of the story. I should be more surprised, but somehow I knew you would say that. And then there's no need to dwell on it. No matter what happens next, no matter what you decide, your others will always stand by your side. We are the best of partners. That can never change, right? Good. And that is all. Wow. you know, again, it's a very neater way of explaining the character, right? The alternative way they will normally do is add it to a data bank. Oh, sorry, not data bank. No, technically it's database. You just you know, put it under faction or whatnot lah, and then just have one of them put here, and then or go through the bookshelf, have one of the million of fucking books they have, and just ask us to go through it. Look at this, 130. They could do that, and they have done that. I don't disagree that they didn't have book of talking about them from different point of view, but having like the core personality, progression, and how they lead up to its own conclusion, said in a poem, is you know, it's a different way to engage the content. I would love much better to have like Trailblaze, what's it called? It's been so long since we done it that I don't even remember. Like Trailblaze companion? No, it's like, it's actually so what? Okay, it is 2 AM, but still, I cannot remember. Companion mission? What is it called? It is called companion mission. Yeah, it's been so long since we did any companion mission. Holy shit. Well, that somehow is 20 minutes to go through 3 of those. So yippee. So tomorrow is the fated 3.4 release. I don't think I'll go through the main story. I'll just dip through in over the course of period of time. What I do need to go through is the draw. So tomorrow, first thing first, I think it's way too hype. I don't think there's any denying. No, I think Finon is it's just too fashion of a character to pass on, and I'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can draw early, draw multiple in one single pool, also be great. But that'll be it. Thanks for coming by. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.